When you compare the terrible atrocities and massacres and awful things that people did way back in the past in ancient history, and you look and see that almost exactly the same things are happening today in some parts of the world, it looks as though we've made no progress whatever. In fact, there's a wonderful remark by Theodor Adorno, beautifully captured, by the way, in the front cover of the book, where he says, "We have grown cleverer, we humans, but not wiser over time." And this is illustrated by the fact that we've cleverly developed the spear into the guided missile, but we're no wiser because we're still fighting wars. So this really dramatizes this question: have we made any kind of progress? And I think the answer is a qualified yes in some ways, and despite appearances. Because as has been pointed out by Steven Pinker and others, for example, the percentages of populations who die violent deaths in conflict and in war had been decreasing dramatically over the course of history, and even more dramatically since the 18th century Enlightenment. That, of course, is a very, very good sign. But of course the world population has increased dramatically also, which means that the absolute numbers of people dying and injured in war and affected by war has increased dramatically also. But the very fact that we now have international customary law, humanitarian law about behavior in war, and that the United Nations, whatever else its failings might be, has really come up with some very, very clear ideas about what would justify war, inch by inch, or millimeter by millimeter, perhaps to be even more modest, we are sort of edging our way towards a situation where we're really trying to make effective constraints operate before wars happen and during the course of wars. So despite appearances, maybe we are bit by bit making a bit of progress.